What if I told you Harvard University makes more money every year than most Fortune 500 companies? Not from tuition, not from research, from investments. Their endowment fund, the money sitting in their portfolio right now, is worth over $50 billion. Meanwhile, the average student leaves college with massive debt. Work in jobs that sometimes didn't even require the degree they spent 4 years paying for. So today, we're asking the question nobody in education wants you to ask. Did college stop being about education and quietly become one of the biggest business empires on earth? I'm going to show you how universities really make their money, and by the end of this video, you'll never look at a college campus the same way again. Welcome to Behind the Brands. Let's get into it. Here's the dream they sold us growing up. Go to school, get a degree, get a job, live a good life. Simple. But here's what they didn't tell you. Since the 1980s, college tuition in America has exploded by over 1,200%. That's not a typo. 1,200%. Far faster than inflation, housing, or wages. Today, at many universities, tuition, housing, food, and fees can hit $70,000 to $80,000 a year. That's basically a mortgage payment every single year. And the engine power in all of it? Student loans. Universities raise prices. Students can't afford it. The government backs loans. Students borrow the money. Schools get paid up front. Guaranteed, no risk. And once loans became easier to get, prices skyrocketed. Because why wouldn't they? Right now, student loan debt in America has passed $1.7 trillion, and most students signing those papers are 18 years old, with no real understanding of compound interest or what their future salary will actually look like. But universities still cash the check. Now, to be fair, some degrees absolutely still make financial sense. Doctors, engineers, nurses, lawyers, accountants. But the controversy today, it's the explosion of expensive degrees that don't lead to strong careers. Universities kept expanding programs, campuses, and administration because more students meant more money. And nobody stopped the machine. But tuition is only layer one. Let's talk college sports, especially football. The SEC generates nearly $1 billion a year from TV and media rights alone. College games, played by students, who until recently couldn't even profit from their own image. Schools sold jerseys, highlights, tickets, and broadcast rights worth hundreds of millions. The athletes got scholarships. The schools built business empires. That finally changed in 2021 with NIL deals. Now, top athletes can make millions before ever going pro, but the fact NIL had to be fought for shows how profitable the system already was. Now let's talk international students, especially in Canada. At many universities, international students pay 3 to 4 times more than domestic students for the exact same classroom. Same professor, same degree, different price. And universities aggressively expanded global recruitment because one international student can bring in $50,000 a year or more. Some schools became so dependent on that money that tighter visa policies recently caused financial crises. That tells you something important. These weren't schools simply attracting students. They were businesses relying on them. And once students arrive, the fees begin. Housing fees, meal plans, technology fees, athletic fees, parking fees, graduation fees. At some schools, it feels like they charge you for breathing near campus. And student housing? Many schools force first-year students to live on campus, meaning the university becomes your landlord too. Locked-in customers, locked-in revenue. Now, let's get to the elite level money, endowments, and alumni donations. Harvard's endowment recently passed $53 billion. Yale University and Princeton University aren't far behind. At this level, some universities operate almost like hedge funds with classrooms attached, and they spend enormous energy building emotional loyalty, homecoming events, sports culture, alumni networking, legacy pride, because a graduate emotionally attached to a school may donate money for life, name a building after a wealthy donor. That can mean millions in one check. And then there's research. Major universities invent billion-dollar technologies, new drugs, software, engineering breakthroughs, and when those inventions get patented, the school earns royalties and licensing revenue for years. Stanford University helped create ecosystems connected to companies like Google and Netflix. That's not just education, that's business infrastructure. Then came online learning. Universities realized something powerful during the pandemic. One professor, one camera, thousands of students worldwide. Lower operating costs, same premium pricing. And suddenly, the university brand itself became the product. Now let's be honest. Universities still change lives. Degree holders still earn more on average over a lifetime. There's real value in networking, credentials, and specialized skills. But the incentives inside higher education have clearly changed. Universities today are investment funds, sports businesses, real estate operations, digital media companies, research corporations, and global recruitment machines. And students often finance all of it, which raises the biggest question of all. As AI replaces jobs, as trade schools grow, as online certifications become more accepted, and entrepreneurship becomes easier than ever, what happens if the next generation stops buying into the system? Because that shift isn't coming, it's already happening, and universities that fail to adapt may face something they've never faced before. A market that walks away. So next time someone says universities are just schools, remember this video, because behind the ivy-covered walls, behind the stadiums, behind the donor galas, there's a business machine operating at a scale most people never see. And now you have. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Behind the Brands and turn on notifications. Because next week we're exposing another industry people think they understand, but really don't. And comment below. Do you think college is still worth it in 2026? Or has higher education become more business than institution? See you in the next one.